British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Happy Hump Day, Burnaby. My name is Gabe Liesi. You're listening to BCIT's The Crow. Here are your news headlines to 10:30 a.m. Let's begin today by checking in with our producer, Jeannie Lynn. Jeannie, what's happening in the newsroom today?
Thanks, Gabe. Our reporter Patrick McConnell is talking to the BC AI Association about the cap on AI development, and Orchis Lang is interviewing one of the co-founders of Treat Accessibility, an organization that's campaigning for homes to be more accessible for kids with disabilities so that they can go trick-or-treating.
And we've got a couple FTRs running as well.
Yes, we do. Caroline Doyle is talking to the Billy Bishop Legion about the new poppy that's been approved and the future for legions. And Gabby Roy is talking to the BC Poultry Association about the spread of avian flu across farms in the Fraser Valley and how it affects poultry supply in Vancouver. They'll both be airing at 2:30.
Thanks, Jeannie. Can't wait to listen to them. The Bank of Canada cut its interest rate today by 0.25%. It's the second straight rate cut made by the central bank. The bank's benchmark rate is currently at 2.25%. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem made it clear U.S. President Donald Trump's trade policies still create a lot of uncertainty.
There continues to be considerable uncertainty both about U.S. tariffs and their impacts. The range of possible outcomes is wider than usual. We need to be humble about our forecasts. If the outlook changes, we are prepared to respond.
The Bank of Canada's next scheduled interest rate decision is set for the 10th of December. Swedish aerospace giant Saab says it is considering assembling new Gripen fighter jets in Canada. The Swedish company is quickly trying to ramp up production amid demand from Ukraine. Saab CEO Michael Johansson told the Financial Times that Ukraine is asking for up to 150 jets. Industry Minister Melanie Joly welcomed the potential economic benefit.
I think it's good news. And I was speaking to Michael Johansson just this morning. And I've been actively working with Saab to see what can be done to do more partnerships with Canada.
Joly says that this is the start of a partnership between Saab and Bombardier to produce global eye surveillance aircraft. To the Middle East now. Health officials in Gaza say more than 100 people have been killed by Israeli airstrikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the attacks after what Israel says were violations of the ceasefire agreement. ABC reporter Jordana Miller is in Jerusalem with the details.
The Israelis are increasingly impatient and frustrated and angry that Hamas has not turned over more bodies of hostages. Per President Trump's deal, they were supposed to return the majority, if not all, of the 28 deceased hostages, and they gave the impression they knew where most of them were.
Netanyahu called the return on Monday of body parts a, quote, clear violation of the ceasefire agreement. The agreement requires Hamas to return all the remains of hostages in Gaza as soon as possible. Meanwhile, across the Arabian Peninsula, the United States launched its own attacks on a detention facility in Yemen. Christine Beckery is the director of Middle East and North Africa at Amnesty. She told the Associated Press the U.S. strike occurred after the Houthi guards at the camp started acting aggressively.
People who were being held within the migrant detention facility went and yelled at the gate, asking the guards to let them out. The Houthi guards, instead of letting these people out, shot warning shots into the air. And then almost immediately after that, you have the U.S. airstrike hitting the detention facility.
Beckery also told AP that the strike is a potential war crime. The 2025 World Series is tied 2 games apiece after the Blue Jays won Game 4 last night by a score of 6-2. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run home run in the third, and the Blue Jays added 4 more runs in the 7th inning. A pivotal Game 5 starts at 5 p.m. tonight before the series shifts back to Toronto for at least one more game. A little weather to wrap up. As I so eloquently predicted yesterday, things have dried up this morning after a night of heavy rain. There will be a touch of sun this afternoon. It's currently 10 degrees in Burnaby. I'm Gabe Liesi for BCIT's The Crow. That was your news to 10:35. Elijah Ford will be back in 55 minutes with more sports.
It's your career, your vision, your goal. Navigate it your way. Flexible learning is designed for you. Learn a new skill or earn a degree at your own pace. BCIT, flexible learning for a complex world.